because you want something a little different to the everyday. You love the Mini, but it doesn't quite fit your family, so you're wondering if the Mini Countryman will do the job. It's a 5-seater SUV in competition with cars like the BMW X1 and the Audi Q3. I'm in the Mini Countryman Cooper S, which is in the middle of the range and costs around $50,000. Does it work for a real family? I drove it with my family of 4 over 7 days to find out. So it looks pretty good from the outside. There is something about the shape of the Mini that looks good even when it's in an oversized version. It's bigger, but still cute and stylish. You have to double check that it's actually a Countryman because it doesn't look large at all, but it is on the inside. In the front seat, there is plenty of space. I had lots of leg and headroom, and so did my taller husband. We actually drove it over the Easter long weekend, which meant lots of family trips and outings to the Sydney Easter show, which meant lots of time spent in the car, and there wasn't a word of complaint out of any of us, which is great. It still looks like a Mini on the inside, but not exactly like a Mini. Everything is a little bit bigger, which you think will work better, but for some reason I actually prefer the interiors of the actual Mini hatch to the Mini Countryman. There are still the same cool design features like the circular frame which lights up, the very excellent stop-start button, and these circular door handles which feel as good to use as they look. You still get the old school speedo, which looks cool, but for functionality, you actually get a head-up display which shows your speed on the windscreen. Much easier to use, so you don't have to look down while you're driving. It has these rounded rectangular air vents. I actually prefer the circular air vents on the Mini, and it also has this pebble finish dash, which I would like to be smooth, but they're such minor complaints on an otherwise sterling looking car. In this model, you get beautiful leather seats with a lovely suede feel trim, a leather steering wheel with red stitching and that fabulous logo on the front, plus a double sunroof in this model, which really lights the whole car up. You get 2 cup holders in the front, plus a spot to throw keys and a phone, but you also get a wireless phone charger in here if your phone is compatible, and a center storage bin. For a car this size, the boot is pretty big. At 450 litres, it's bigger than a Mercedes GLA, about the same as an Audi Q3, but it is smaller than a BMW X1. You'll fit a pram in here, and if you want to get some other things in, remember that the back seats do move forward so you can have a bit more room. There's also this underfloor storage, which is actually quite large. Driving in the Mini Countryman is really fun. A few weeks ago, I actually reviewed the smaller Mini Cooper hatch as well, and I found that so much fun to drive. What an excellent car that is. But there's always that little thing about, oh, it doesn't quite fit my family so well. This Mini Countryman does fit your family, so I didn't feel like I was squishing everyone in for my own entertainment. In this Mini Countryman S, there is a 2-litre 4-cylinder turbo engine, which is actually really quick. Gets up hills nice and easily, coasts along highways. I found it plenty enough to get my family around over the Easter weekend on all our long trips. The steering is also really good. I felt nice to drive, and the handling is spot on. Parking is great because even though it's an SUV, it's not huge, so you can get in and out of parks really quickly. Plus there is a reverse parking camera that's nice and high def to help you out. There's also park assist, so if you really get stuck, the car will park itself for you. The tech is good if you're an Apple user because it has Apple CarPlay but no Android Auto, which is a bit of a miss for Android users. But it does come with its own multimedia system with a sat-nav that has real-time traffic info, and you can connect via Bluetooth for streaming music and making calls. The Mini Countryman is a great family car if you really love the Mini, but you want something a bit larger to fit your family. It does start to creep into that higher price bracket though, and so competes with a bunch of other really great cars. I gave it a family rating of 7.5 out of 10. My kids gave it an 8. They love this styling. Like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel or click through to our website.